The teams have arrived in South Florida. In less than 24 hours, they will take the field at FAU Stadium for the 8th annual RoofClaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. Two of the premier group of 5 teams in the nation. Appalachian State, Western Kentucky. One of the most premier bowl games in the nation. 11 a.m. on a beautiful Saturday in Boca Raton. Which team ends the year on a high note? Which team will bring a new trophy home? ESPN 106.3 on WPTV gets you ready for kickoff. This is the RoofClaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview, driven by Tire Kingdom.
Welcome to the 2021 RoofClaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview, driven by Tire Kingdom. I'm Keely Ferguson. This is our Theo Dorsey, and our Tyree Smith will also be joining us. Now, for the next 30 minutes, we will help make sure that you are the most prepared fan for the 8th edition of the bowl game.
That's right, Keely. You know, 2 of the top group of 5 teams are in town for an exciting matchup of strength on strength. We will help you learn about these teams, give you the game day essentials, and get to know some of the players that will take the field at FAU Stadium.
And speaking of FAU Stadium, if you live in Palm Beach County, the Treasure Coast, usually it's a short trip down 95. Now, I say short depending on obviously where you're coming from and depending on traffic. However, the big question is, how did these 2 teams that are going to take the field tomorrow make their way to Boca?
You know, Keely, that's a great question. Let's take a look at each team's drive to the RoofClaim.com Boca Raton Bowl, brought to you by Ed Morse Automotive Group. Some travel by land, others by sea. But those hilltoppers from Bowling Green, Kentucky, well, they prefer the air. Western Kentucky led the nation in passing and beat out the second-place team by nearly 1,000 yards. And that's not all. They also have 13 more passing touchdowns than the next closest team in the University of Alabama. Now, this offense is nothing to play with. After starting the season 1-4, the air raid offense took flight and the Hilltoppers rallied off 7 straight wins, all by double-digit margins, en route to a Conference USA Championship appearance at UTSA. In a game that flowed much like the season at large, WKU trailed big early, but rallied late to fall to the Roadrunners 49-41. Now it's time to fasten your seatbelts, because a team hungry to end its season on a high note has made its way to Paradise to take flight for one last ride. When App State came within just a couple points of an upset of then-ranked number 22 Miami on the road, they knew it would be yet another special season, and the Mountaineers delivered. Powered by a balanced rushing attack and an oh-so-stingy defense, App State ran through its schedule win after win, including a big one over then-nationally ranked Coastal Carolina. The only team aside from Miami to defeat App State this year was Louisiana, who did it twice, once by blowout 6 games into the season, and the other came in the Sun Belt Championship game. This time, App State almost pulled off the upset, a testament to the Mountaineers' growth in 2021. The defense finished the season top 20 in the nation in both yards and touchdowns allowed, and they have their toughest test yet tomorrow morning in Boca Raton. And trust me, almost won't be good enough for these Mountaineers when the final horn sounds at FAU Stadium.
Now, the 2 head coaches that will lead their teams into action on Saturday will try to capture the inaugural Howard Schnellenberger Trophy. Both head coaches are very young in their coaching careers.
They sure are, and I had a chance to catch up with both of them ahead of the big matchup for tomorrow's game. Let's take a look. Theo Dorsey joined by Sean Clark, the head coach of the App State football team, getting ready for the RoofClaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. And first and foremost, I know you mentioned it in the press conference, how happy are you to be in a little bit of warmer air here for the bowl game?
It's exciting for our whole university, our program, to come down to Boca Raton, Florida, and play in the Boca Bowl. And our fans are excited, our players are excited for it, and I think it's going to be a great turnout for this football game on Saturday morning.
One thing that stood out to me about your team is you have a lot of seniority on the team, 28 seniors, 14 of them super seniors. You got a lot of old guys in the locker room, which I'm sure helps with the veteran leadership. Also, they've been here for much of this bowl run where you guys have had 6 straight wins. I know it's 1-0 every week. I know that you're focusing on this game, but how much does their bowl experience help you as you roll into this bowl game?
It definitely does help when you have that many seniors coming back off a 5-year run. They've been every year. They've been to a bowl game, and they know what to expect. They know what it takes to win, and that's what's exciting for the head football coach to know that our guys will be locked in this week in order to go 1-0.
defense has really been y'all's calling this year. Not that the offense is lacking, but defense has been the big thing with tackles for loss, with the pass defense. And you're going up against a team that has been hard to stop, game planning wise as well as practice. How much more are you amped up knowing that it's almost like strength on strength here, and it's in a bowl game? It's going to be a national showcase.
Well, again, I can't speak enough volumes about Western Kentucky and their high-powered offense. And again, no one stopped them this year, so we know they're going to make plays. We have to make sure we try to keep everything in front of us, rally to the football, and make some plays. But they're going to score points. They're going to get yards. They have a great quarterback. They have great receivers and great running backs. So again, it's going to be a great show at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Now, you mentioned their quarterback, Bailey Zappi. How aware is your defense of that record? And how much pride would they take in making him not be able to get to that 61 passing touchdown record that would surpass Joe Burrow?
Right. Well, he is an outstanding quarterback, and the more I hear about it, he's an outstanding young man. And he's going to make his throws. Our defense is aware of all the goals he has in front of him. But again, you're not going to stop that quarterback. I mean, he just makes those kind of plays, and we have to make sure we try to contain him as much as we can and keep things in front of us. But I think the most important thing will be our offense, to try to keep their offense off the football field. So again, it's going to be a great show on Saturday.
I know you guys have a lot of fans that come out to the home games. I'm excited to see how well App State travels, especially to a place like South Florida, right? Not hard to get them to commit to that. But what are you expecting out of the fan base, out of the just environment in general, when you do step foot in there and have that kickoff at 11 a.m.?
Well, we set a Sun Belt record this year in attendance. We averaged 30,000 people at our home games in Boone, North Carolina. Our fans travel well. It's a new venue for us to come to South Florida. From what I hear, we sold a lot of tickets down there for the Boca Bowl. And again, we will travel well. Our fans will be there. It'll be full of black and gold.
That's right. Well, Sean Clark, thank you so much for taking time out with us. Good luck in the game. We'll be watching and hope for some highlights.
Thanks for having us.
Yep. Theo Dorsey joined by Tyson Helden, the head coach at Western Kentucky University, and he's getting ready for this Boca Raton Bowl against App State. And first and foremost, I mean, just tell the truth. I mean, you keep coming down to Boca. Y'all enjoy coming down to Boca Raton, right?
Well, yeah, Boca Raton's the best spot to be. They asked me, Coach, where do you want to go for a bowl game? I told them, hey, Boca every time. So we're excited to be back again.
Yeah, you can't keep you out of that South Florida sun. I'm glad to have you back, of course. And you're coming in here with a team that's not only storied, but has what everybody's been talking about, and that's Bailey Zappi, a guy who's on pace to set the record for single-season touchdown passes. I know you're not really allowed to kind of say if you are rooting for it to go one way or the other, but I do have to ask, if it comes down to it, and he's at 60, and you're in position to let him go for one, do you give it to him? It's a bowl game now. We want to see some excitement. Do you give him that shot to get in the end zone?
Well, you know, Bailey's a really good quarterback, and how our offense is set up, he has control of a lot of things. So really, it's really based upon what the defense gives him. So I know at the end of the day, all he cares about is trying to win a football game any way he can. But that would be really cool if he could try to do one of those things for sure.
A big part of their offense is the run game, and they have guys that run for 1,000 yards like it's going out of style in a decade where you don't see as much of that. Slowing down the run as well as trying to get them off the field so you can get your offense back out there to try to put points up. I mean, is that one of those points of emphasis? Last year in the bowl game, they had a guy go for 300 yards. He's back.
Well, don't try to scare me. But, you know, yes, I mean, they do a great job in the run game, and you got to start with stopping the run. If you can stop the run, then they become a little more one-dimensional, but they got a great quarterback, too. I mean, he's been an outstanding player all year. They got explosive skill players on the outside. So it's really going to be a tough challenge for us defensively, but it really does start with the run game. You got to stop the run game, and then everything else will go from there.
And for those that haven't experienced what the Boca Bowl is like and what playing in FAU Stadium is like, and the celebrations around it, because for me this is my first time seeing it in person without the COVID distractions that last year brought. What is the best part of coming down here in this kind of atmosphere and bringing your team out here to get some of the Boca Bowl festivities as well as play at FAU Stadium?
Well, I think when you're in South Florida, you know, people think of bowl games. You know, it's such a great bowl environment down here with all the different bowl games, but the Boca Bowl has established itself as one of the premier bowls. If you look back over the history of these bowls here, there's been some great games with some great team matchups, and this should be no different this year. So, you know, that's the big thing. When we had an opportunity to come down here, play a great team in App State, that was the first thing we thought of. What a great atmosphere for a great bowl game. Plus, we get to be the first bowl game of the day at 11 a.m., so we get to be that highlight reel all through the rest of the day. Hopefully, it's a good highlight reel, not a bad highlight reel. But, you know, that's for us is really exciting. That's why we're glad to be down here.
Right, and I was going to ask you about that too, that kickoff time, getting it in early and then being able to enjoy some more of South Florida. Be honest with us, how long are you sticking around? I know you got some recruiting to do, but how long are you going to stick around after that 11 a.m. kickoff?
Well, we'll head back to Bowling Green. You know, we're going to have 4 great days here, and I know our guys are excited to experience everything that South Florida has to offer. And, you know, but at the end of the day, it's about raising that trophy. It's about getting that bowl win, and so we'll keep the main thing, but it'll be hard to leave here, though, because I know once you get this experience, it's tough to leave a great place like Boca.
Well, we really appreciate hearing that. I'll make sure I relay that to the team and everybody that rolls out that red carpet. But good luck on Saturday again at 11 a.m. kickoff against App State. It's going to be an epic showdown, and we'll see if it's also going to be a record-setting showdown. He doesn't want to tell us yet. Thanks again, Coach.
Thanks. Appreciate you. Yeah.
A major thanks to both coaches and good luck to both of them as they match off tomorrow.
All right, Theo and everybody at home, we are just getting started. Still plenty more to come on this special. We'll learn more about the history of the game and a young man looking to make history this year. It's all coming up next on the RoofClaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview presented by Tire Kingdom.
You know, I'm kind of over people making appointments.
Why? Customers love it.
No, I get it, but I mean, look, our entire day is planned. I miss the surprises, the spontaneity.
Spontaneity?
Yes, ma'am. What time is your appointment?
An appointment. Actually, I just have a nail in my tire.
Yeah!
Celebrate the season of savings with Tire Kingdom. Get a rebate of up to $100 when you purchase 4 select tires with paid installation.
He loves surprises.
Surprise.
Welcome back to the RoofClaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview driven by Tire Kingdom. I'm Keely Ferguson.
And I'm Theo Dorsey. Everybody in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast knows that talent is plenty when the Friday night lights turn on.
And a few of the players that have made a name for themselves in our area are back in Palm Beach County this week. Our Tyree Smith has more on a homecoming for some local players.
Thanks, Keely. You know, Forest Hill High School is just 20 miles away from FAU Stadium. Now, on Saturday morning, it might feel like a Forest Hill home game. Jordan Earl of App State will be one of the few locals taking the field on Saturday.
I was ecstatic. I was completely happy.
When you find out that your baby boy will be home for the holidays, it's hard for mom not to be happy.
That was an exciting experience, like, nothing but cheers, you know. I couldn't wait to surprise and tell my mom that, my coaches that, people who cared about me to get me where I am.
3 former members of Top 63 will take the field on Saturday. Jordan Earl of Forest Hill and Stephen Pastagiata of Wellington will suit up for App State, and Dwyer alum Jakari Moses takes the field for Western Kentucky.
It's just going to have me, my adrenaline running, be more excited, just it's going to kind of give me like that advantage to go out there and really want to play and put on for my family.
Western Kentucky hoisted the Boca Raton Bowl trophy in 2016 and had an impact on the 2021 team trying to do the same.
My senior year in high school, I actually did go to that Boca Bowl game and attend there, and it was actually a great game, and they showed me a lot of different stuff they ran on offense, which made me come to the school.
The friends and family will be plenty in the stands, and it's going to feel like a Friday night in Palm Beach County.
I called off work so I could go and scream for my number 99 Jordan.
It's huge, a half hour versus 11 hours. I mean, there's excitement now. You know, the excitement is going to keep on building, and a little bit is like old times, right? Getting ready to go see Big Pooh play.
When these young men play a bowl game in Palm Beach County tomorrow, it will be a literal dream come true.
Jordan has always spoke from when he was a child that he was going to wrestle and that he was going to play football. He said, Mom, I'm going to play on ESPN. he was small. He said he was going to wrestle. And he spoke those things into existence, and it happened. You know, he put it out there in the atmosphere, and here we are today.
Our thank you to Tyree for that story. Now, those young men suiting up on Saturday will join a pretty impressive list of names that have previously taken this field.
This isn't just a bowl game of rich history, it's one with a growing legacy. Through 7 years, it's proven to be a launching pad for more success, with several players who once shined at FAU Stadium now lighting it up on Sundays. That includes last year's #2 overall pick, Zach Wilson. Before he was launching touchdowns for the New York Jets, he led his BYU team to victory in the Boca Raton Bowl, closing his storied college career. The bowl game also has featured 2 current running backs you likely have in your fantasy football lineups, with Kareem Hunt of the Browns, who used to tote the rock for Toledo, and the motor himself,
Left throw, Holy's across the 20, is the first down to the 15, sidesteps to the 10 to the 5, touchdown FAU!
Devin Singletary, currently with the Buffalo Bills. And if the name Greg Joseph sounds familiar, it's because this season alone, he's nailed 2 game-winning kicks for the Minnesota Vikings. Before the big leagues, he was making big kicks for FAU in the Boca Bowl. And future success isn't limited to the players on the field. Matt Rule led his Temple team to the Boca Bowl in 2015. Now he's in his 2nd season with the main headset for the Carolina Panthers. Coaches have also leveraged Boca Bowl appearances into Power 5 jobs. Lane Kiffin won the Boca Bowl twice with FAU. He's currently chasing SEC championships as the lead man at Ole Miss. Other past alums have landed jobs at the ACC, Big Ten, and Big 12. So keep your eyes glued to the field and the sidelines in tomorrow's showdown, because there's a proven track record that this won't be the last you'll hear of them. One player tomorrow will be looking to take the place of an NFL signal caller in the NCAA record books. We dug in more to see and get to know Western Kentucky's possibly record-breaking quarterback.
I don't think anyone's stopped it yet, so.
56 touchdown passes, 5,545 passing yards. Appalachian State head coach Sean Clark isn't wrong when he says that nobody has stopped Western Kentucky quarterback Bailey Zappi. Those numbers are eye-popping to those who have played the game.
It blows my mind because I'm like, you look at how many touchdowns per, a game, and it's kind of like, it blows your mind because it's not easy to walk onto a field and say, hey, I'm going to go there and be the guy and drop 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns.
Tomorrow, one of those 5 touchdown games would put him in the NCAA record books. He would replace a Heisman Trophy winner that set the record just 2 years ago.
That's crazy. I mean, Joe Burrow had the best season I've ever seen as a quarterback. And I've seen a ton of good players like Johnny Manziel and all that. And Joe Burrow impressed me the most, and I felt like he was the best I've seen.
The same way that Joe Burrow had people wanting to sling the rock for LSU, Zappi has had the chance to attract youngsters to Bowling Green.
It's kind of impressive to see that, and it just gives a look of when I get to that level of play and I'm playing how I think I can play, I'm going to be able to put up those type of numbers.
Now, 60 might be in the cards for tomorrow, but what could be next for college quarterbacks?
I still hold on to my Miami record of 29, but they didn't add the bowl, touchdown. Guys, playing a few extra playoff games, and so yeah, I think that's an attainable record.
I don't think I could ever see. I think that's going to hold for a while. I mean, it's talking the 70 range almost sounds bonkers.
Still plenty more to come. When we come back, we'll have more on these 2 teams coming together in a time of need. This is the RoofClaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview, driven by Tire Kingdom.
At Duffy's, our game is always on.
I'm kind of over people making appointments.
Why? Customers love it.
No, I get it, but I mean, look, our entire day is planned. I miss the surprises, the spontaneity.
The spontaneity?
Yes, ma'am. What time is your appointment?
An appointment. Actually, I just have a nail in my tire.
Yeah!
Celebrate the season of savings with Tire Kingdom. Get a rebate of up to $100 when you purchase 4 select tires with paid installation.
He loves surprises.
Surprise.
Welcome back to the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview driven by Tire Kingdom. I'm Keely Ferguson.
And I'm Theo Dorsey. Both teams are excited to be here in South Florida. For Western Kentucky, part of them might still be back home this week, though.
The two teams might be opponents on Saturday, but this week they've also been teammates. Our Tyree Smith has more on this new relationship.
Just 1 week ago, tragedy struck the Western Kentucky area. 4 tornadoes ravaged the area, claiming nearly 100 lives. Suddenly, a college football team over 300 miles away decided they were ready to help out.
I'm very proud of our university and our alumni for supporting the blood bank there in Western Kentucky. I think we've raised $17,000 to send back to that part of Kentucky.
Donations at Appalachian State sporting events and helping in any way possible were noticed by their upcoming opponent.
And I can't thank Coach enough and their university for what they did. And that's a great sign of love and respect, and you don't see that a lot.
The Hilltoppers know that by taking the field this weekend, they will be doing their part to help out in their own way.
Perfect timing for us, to be honest with you. We such a tragic event that happened, and it was great to see how our community responded.
Tomorrow morning, the Hilltoppers know they will be playing for their hometown.
We recognize the fact that as we get there Saturday, it's an opportunity for our community to sit down and be able to watch a game and take their minds off everything that's going on. It's such an honor to be at a place like Bowling Green at Western Kentucky, and kind of takes on a pride factor that says, hey, we need to go out there and represent our community.
Our thanks to Tyree Smith for that story.
Of course, it was a great story. Game day will officially be in less than 12 hours here. The roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl is about way more than tomorrow morning, though.
The bowl game is a year-round event, from golfing to tailgate challenges to women changing the game.
I think that's what makes the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl game the best, is because they have so many lead-in events. There's so many other ways that we can engage the community and get together to celebrate football.
That celebration of events is why the bowl game is entering year number 8.
Bowl games aren't successful without the community and the level of success. They got to be totally bought in. So, the city support, the county support, our title sponsor support, our local sponsor, all of those, need to be really strong in order for the bowl game to be successful.
The more that the community comes together throughout the year, the more years that we will be able to enjoy great days at FAU Stadium celebrating the game that we all love.
Excitement around the actual game is building up throughout the year, and events like this end up bringing even more pronunciation to the actual football game itself, so it makes it actually a bigger event than it once was before all these great events that happen.
Another activity that the bowl teams get to take part in took place at Lion Country Safari. Team families got to go on a safari and experience everything that Lion Country Safari has to offer.
That sounds like a lot of fun. We didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to go to Lion Country Safari. Therefore, we took a trip out there and picked the brains of some of our friends in the animal kingdom. Our Tyree Smith has more.
Well, guys, as you can see, we're not in our typical studio. We're at Lion Country Safari because these experts behind us, the chimpanzees, they're going to pick who is going to be the winner of Western Kentucky versus Appalachian State. Let's go ahead and see what they chose. To get to these experts, we had to look high and low. Bamboo was the one to explain to his friends what we would be doing. Some of them were just interested in the halftime show. Others were only concerned with what they will be bringing to the tailgate. They were well informed, knowing that the App State defense is tough to get into, and the Western Kentucky offense is high flying. Dandy does expect a tight game. In the end, our game experts have decided that it's going to be App State in a close one.
Now, they say chimps are pretty smart, so we will have to see if the perfect record of those chimps will still be intact after tomorrow.
That's right. Well, eventually they got to get one wrong. We'll see. Game day is getting closer and closer. We want to make sure you have all the info you need to enjoy the day as much as possible. So we made a call to the bullpen, and the one and only Steve Weagle will give you your game day forecast coming up next on the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview driven by Tire Kingdom.
Welcome back to the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview driven by Tire Kingdom. I'm Keely Ferguson.
And I'm Theo Dorsey. Fans of both App State and Western Kentucky have been enjoying the warm weather of South Florida this week.
Always warm, especially for those teams that come from up north. They love it when they step off the plane.
Yep.
But of course, one of the biggest questions for game day is what should the fans wear? WPTV Chief Meteorologist Steve Weagle joins us with what to expect from the weather for tomorrow's game.
All right, it has been a very warm month, and as we get into the weekend, we are looking at more warm weather. Temperatures about 5 to 8 degrees above normal, getting into the mid-80s during the day, and that means it's going to be a very warm Boca Bowl and lots of humidity around. So here's what we're looking at for the forecast. Kickoff, of course, 11 a.m. and sunshine, but it does warm up. In fact, mid-80s by the early afternoon. And as we get into the late afternoon, cooling off a little bit, there is also the chance for a thunderstorm and some rain coming in along the coastline. So gusty southeast winds, lots of heat, lots of humidity. Not your typical football weather, but it should be a good game overall. Enjoy it.
Thank you, Steve, for that report. We've got weather covered, but what about transportation?
Yes, how are we getting to the game? Because we got to get there early so we can tailgate. Our friends at Palm Tran are helping you to not have to worry about game day travel.
Well, this is a great way to introduce transit to people that are going to the Boca Bowl. We want to make sure that it's convenient, stress-free, and reliable.
And with that, those three words sum up how Palm Tran wants to make your roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl experience. Now, fans can park at the Boca Raton Tri-Rail station, and every 15 minutes, buses will be leaving for FAU Stadium. This actually might be a familiar feeling for some out-of-town fans.
Most people are used to that from up north or other places where you took the subway to the game, you took the train to the game, and you didn't have to worry about any of the parking or the traffic.
Palm Tran is also hoping that they will see you again even after game day.
That's always our objective, is to get that first-time rider over the hump. I have so many people who tell me every day, I was thinking of riding Tri-Rail, I thought about riding Tri-Rail, but they actually have to ride it that first time, realize it's very user-friendly.
More information can be found at palmtran.org. Well, Theo, now it's time to say goodbye to all our bowl game friends. Folks, the fastest 30 minutes in sports have flown by. You are now the most well-informed fans in advance of the 2021 roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey.
And thank you, Keely, for steering the ship here. And thanks to Tyree Smith for all of his time. We will see you all tomorrow morning at FAU Stadium. This has been the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl preview driven by Tire Kingdom.